Hello and welcome to the Dark Mount video review for Transformers Takara Masterpiece Bluestreak and Hasbro Masterpiece Prowl. Now, originally I only owned Bluestreak. We did not know, at the time that I purchased this, we didn't know if Hasbro was bringing out this mold at all, let alone which version of the mold they would be bringing out. And for whatever reason, the Japanese release of Prowl was like twice as expensive everywhere that I could find it as this guy was. So I just kind of settled for getting this version of the mold, which is still very nice. I like Bluestreak, but I always really wanted Prowl. And my husband was awesome enough to bring a Prowl back as a surprise for me, which was completely unexpected and really super awesome. So I now actually have the version of this mold that I wanted, which is Prowl. And obviously, being the same mold, they are the same car. It's an Aston Martin of some sort, I believe. But they look really awesome and kind of James Bondy. Like I said, I do really like Bluestreak. I like black. I like his kind of black and tanny, silvery motif thing he's got going on. But Prowl is a character I have a personal fondness for, and I also just really like the way this car looks as a highway police patrol car. It fits this mold really well, and it really just screams Prowl to me. It's perfect. So for a size comparison of this mold with another Autobot car, just so you can see the general similarity, is that these guys are all pretty much the same size. All of the Autobot cars so far have been pretty much the exact same size. Obviously Bumblebee, coming out soon, definitely looks like he's going to be a little bit smaller, and Ultra Magnus is going to be bigger. But all of the same, like, turbo cars, whatever they're calling them over in Japan, are all generally the same exact size. Both of these figures come with the same general gun mold, although Bluestreak's has a silver handle and Prowl has a white handle. Prowl's attaches by sliding into this little hole, which is actually kind of difficult to do the first couple of times until the paint wears out on the inside of there. And Bluestreak's does the same thing, but you have to kind of partly transform him to get it in there, so we're not doing that. Plus, looks ridiculous, so. For transformation on these, since they are the same mold, I'm just going to go through the transformation on one of them, and then we're going to just take a look at both of them in their robot modes. So I'm just going to go through transformation using Prowl here, and then Bluestreak is going to transform himself off screen. To transform Prowl, the first thing you're going to want to do is come over here and separate the two side doors. Basically just requires pulling lightly back on the back end of the car until you can pull those out. Then you want to lightly disconnect the back half of the car, like so. And if you notice that right there, that is not stress. I originally thought it was stress marks on the plastic when I first was transforming it, and I freaked out. It's just a little bit of white paint that got sprayed through there. Once you have folded that down like that, you can separate the two halves, pull these out, pull those out, fold this whole piece down on both sides, collapse the side window down, fold that part back down in, leave those out for the heels, fold the whole leg down, And there you have the bottom half complete. Up here, separate this bit, fold these out, fold this down in, pull these arms out, fold this head panel up and around, take these mirrors and fold them into these little grooves. Spin the waist around. Fold these joints out at an angle like so. Let this kind of fall down, but don't do anything with it. Straighten these arms out. Rotate these up. Line up this tab with that hole. Line up these two tabs with those two slots. Position the windows upwards. And there you have Prowl in his robot mode. Can grab his weapon, pop this handle out, throw it in his hand, and his buddy will come to join us. And there we have both Prowl and Bluestreak together in their robot modes. And as you can see, they are the same mold, but their paint job makes them look pretty different. You can extend these barrels. They're on little sliders. And they do have slightly different face sculpts, it looks like. Their crest is definitely different, and it looks like his face is a little more stern versus his is a little more kind of, I don't know, childish? I don't know. But they really do look fantastic together. This is a great mold. For size comparison with some other Masterpiece figures, here's the mold next to Masterpiece Wheeljack. Make sure they're all even. Here's the mold next to MP-10. It was very tall. And here they are next to Grimlock, just for good measure. So my final thoughts on these guys is that this mold is really, really good. either way you go, whether or not you decide to get this guy, or there's a smokescreen version of this mold as well, or Prowl, you're gonna be happy. This mold is just a very good transforming figure. That said, I love Prowl. He's just an awesome character, especially since it is a gift. It just really takes it over the edge for me. Especially since I started reading the IDW comics. I used to like Prowl before, and now he's just easily one of my favorite characters in the Transformers mythos. So, any Prowl figures I'm usually a pretty big fan of. It's not to say anything is wrong with Bluestreak. I really love the black and red and silver motif. He looks really awesome. But Prowl is just an awesome character, and he's like a highway police patrol car, and that's just cool. So, I love them both. I'm happy that things worked out that I ended up with both of these versions, because I think they're both really cool in their own right, and I think the paint jobs bring out kind of different aspects of each of them, and I like that. So, I think you can't go wrong here. It's a great mold. I really enjoy it, and I am happy to have them in my collection. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later.